Hello, and welcome to episode number 52 of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I am very excited about today's beer. Now, this is a beer that I've had before, not my first time, but during the holiday season, I love to have good Christmas beers, ales, stouts, you name it, I like them all. All the Christmas beers are right up my alley, okay? So today we're going to have a beer that sounds kind of funny. It's called Lump of Coal. And I always like to get a lump of coal in my stocking because I've been bad all year, probably. But this is the kind of lump of coal that I like to get. Lump of Coal by Ridgeway Brewing out of England is a foreign extra stout. The beer clocks in at 8% alcohol by volume. It is rated 80 out of 100, which makes it a good beer. I would give it a much higher rating myself, okay, because I've been drinking this beer for years. Now, you see this is pouring as looks almost like a black beer when you look at it, a typical stout. But this beer actually comes in much lighter than the appearance. So it's a very light, refreshing beer for a stout. So I'm pouring this into a Stella glass, which is not something I would normally do, pour another beer besides a Stella into a Stella glass. The reason I did is because Stella is also a Christmas beer. A lot of people don't realize that. So let's talk real quick before we get talk about this beer. Let's talk about the history of the lump of coal and how it all got started. Okay, well, there's several different versions depending on where you are in the world. In Holland, people used to bring their clogs and sit them by the fireplace. And the good boys and girls got toys or candy or whatever else. And then the bad kids that didn't behave well, they would get the lump of coal because they didn't behave throughout the year. I myself would take the lump of coal, but that's just me. Now in England, a lot of England, it was all like coal powered back in the early days. So everything was run on coal powered. So the people who had money, they would take coal pans and put them under their beds to keep their beds warm at night. And people who didn't have money didn't have the money to have the coal. So it was actually a good thing. If they were lucky, they would get coal that they could use to heat. So it was actually a good thing in England. Now, there's other stories, with Saint Nicholas and giving the good boys and girls their, toys and candy and treats. But then there was also, if you think about it in Europe, Krampus, who was the one that would give the bad boys and girls their coal. So lots of different stories out there. But let's talk about beer, because that's why we're here. But I had to tell you about lump of coal. I couldn't resist. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smell this first. So right off the bat, I get a chocolate malt. You do get a coffee. There's also like a fruit type flavor in there, but like a darker type fruit. So I think it's going to really balance well with the beer. And I've had it before, so I pretty much know I'm spot on. So I'm going to go ahead and taste it. Oh, it's as good as I remember. Now, this beer, it's kind of funny. When I read the 80 rating, I'm like, wow, that's kind of odd, 80 rating for such a tasty beer. I think when I looked at a lot of the different reviews, people either love it or they hate it. I'm more in the love category. I don't know if it's just because I like the name of the beer and it tastes good, or if it's really that good. So it's kind of unknown. Right now, I'm really enjoying the beer. It tastes good, but I really love the name Lump of Coal because that's usually what my wife will give me is lump of coal for Christmas because, as she likes to say, I do have beer issues. Now, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends. Make sure your friends tell your friends' friends, and their friends tell their friends' friends, so everybody knows about beer issues. We are going to make something really great of this, so make sure you're on the ground floor watching Beer Issues and watch for more exciting episodes coming up. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.